Spectacular Bid didn't need an introduction when he arrived on the Florida 3-year-old prep scene during the winter of 1979. The son of Bold Bidder was already the early Kentucky Derby favorite, following a juvenile campaign that saw him win 7 of 9 starts and the 2-year-old championship. Trainer Bud Delp mapped out an ambitious pre-Derby campaign for the steely gray colt he trained for Harry Mayerhoff's Hawksworth Farm. The Bid would run 5 times before the first Saturday in May, with his first 3 races coming at Gulfstream Park. Spectacular Bid made his sophomore debut in the Hutchinson on February 7th. With 20-year-old Ronnie Franklin in the saddle, Bid drew away from 3 opponents in the stretch for the easiest of victories in near track record time. Just 12 days later, Spectacular Bid was back in action in the Fountain of Youth. Only 5 rivals showed that afternoon, and Spectacular Bid left them in his wake as he streaked to an open-length victory. 27 days after beginning his Gulfstream Park assault, Spectacular Bid put a punctuation mark on his winter campaign at the Hallandale track. Sent off at 1-20 in the 29th running of the Florida Derby, he met 6 overmatched horses. Still, the race wasn't a walk in the park. The Bid had to overcome a poorly judged ride from Franklin, and yet still won by 4.5 lengths. His Florida Derby tour de force would be his last appearance at Gulfstream Park, but his racing career was far from over. He went on to win the Kentucky Derby and Preakness, and would return as a 4-year-old for an undefeated season that led to Horse of the Year honors.
Pat, just call Kenny as a supplement to this race. He must have shown you something to inspire the confidence to put him in a spot like this.
We were actually looking at an allowance race, which didn't go, so he needs to get a sprint under his belt. We're dying to see what he does at a mile distance. So
he's a big, strong, good-looking horse. Do you feel like the distance is where his future is at?
That's what we're hoping, being by jump start, and we've had a couple jump starts before, and they all, when they got to 2 turns, they all loved it, and some even took to turf. So, yep.
From the rail, what kind of a trip do you hope to work out?
He's closed in both his first 2 starts, and there's so much speed. And Joe kind of thinks just relax early and see if he'll pick up some pieces later. So
they're racing in the Spectacular Bid. Corfu is going to the front. On the outside, Hollywood Talent is out with early speed 2, and CZ is away running in 3rd. After that, Elusive Blue Boy, Trailblaze is second last early, racing on the inside, 4 lengths off of Corfu. The trailer is Just Call Kenny. Corfu leads the way past the half-mile pole, on top by 2 lengths over Hollywood Talent. He ran the first quarter in 22 seconds flat. Now Trailblaze ranges up on the outside in 3rd. Elusive Blue Boy is next. On the rail, it's CZ, who's only 2.5 lengths behind, and far out of it is Just Call Kenny. Corfu on top as they arrive at the quarter pole. And Hollywood Talent is second and moving up right alongside. Trailblaze is under a drive 3 wide. Behind the leaders is CZ, and Just Call Kenny is picking it up with a rail run. On the far outside, Elusive Blue Boy. This one's wide open, and Just Call Kenny's full of run. Just Call Kenny a long shot, charging up to take the lead now. CZ is next, and then comes Hollywood Talent. It is Just Call Kenny, and here's another stakes win for Joe Bravo. They win the Spectacular Bid.
Bravo's just talking about the expletives he'd used to describe this horse, but that was pretty darn impressive.
Very good comeback. Yes, that was a pretty nice horse. We always had high hopes for him. You just got to look at the physical structure of this horse. He's gorgeous. He's big, beautiful. Look what he did today. That was pretty nice.
They're racing in the Marshawes River. Silverette speeds out to take the early lead, opening up early to a 2-length advantage on Angelica Zapata in second. Somali Lemonade goes up on the far outside, and then Viva Rafaela and Rose to Gold is 5th as they race for the turn. Naples Bay 6th on the inside of Poetic Kid. Then Dina Allen's Kitten and Abaco. They're together about 9 lengths from the front and leading only Floral Romance on the first turn. The pacemaker is Silverette. Silverette and Jose Lezcano complete a quarter in 24 and 3. They're on top by a length over Viva Rafaela second. Somali Lemonade third to the outside. Angelica Zapata 4th, then Rose to Gold with 5 lengths to make up. Naples Bay is next. After that, it's Poetic Kid. Abaco is still about 9 lengths off the lead at this stage, outside of Dina Allen's Kitten, while Floral Romance and Joel Rosario continue to race at the back of the field. A 48 3/2 mile. Silverette's a half length in front of Viva Rafaela. Somali Lemonade, third just to the outside of them. Angelica Zapata fourth, third along the inside. And then comes Rose to Gold, followed by Naples Bay, who's in behind horses. Abaco's going to come up on the far outside. And then it's Poetic Kid, Dina Allen's Kitten, and Floral Romance. They're coming toward the top of the stretch. Viva Rafaela between horses. On the rails, Silverette, Somali Lemonade to the outside. Angelica Zapata swings up outside of them. Naples Bay is coming through a seam in between horses. Abaco is on the far outside, trying to mount the late charge. Naples Bay! Naples Bay rallies up on the inside to take the lead, and Joe Bravo and Naples Bay have won the Marshalls River over Somali Lemonade. They're racing in the old hat. Milam is going to the front. On the outside, Side Street is out of the gate fast, and there goes Sensational Bunny to join them. These three with the most early speed, and Sweet Whiskey lays off of them with Coca-Cola alongside. The trailer is Aurelia's Bell, and they're moving up the back stretch. And Milam and Sensational Bunny are head and head on the lead. These two side by side through an opening quarter mile in 22 3/5 seconds. It's a length and a half back to Side Street, then Sweet Whiskey to the inside, followed by Coca-Cola and Aurelia's Bell 4 lengths off the lead. Around the far turn, and it is Milam in front. And on the far outside, Coca-Cola gets going with a 4-wide rush. Sensational Bunny is in between horses. They're to Side Street. Sweet Whiskey needs a path to get through. She's down on the inside. There's a slim opening there, and she's going to come up the rail now. Sweet Whiskey got through and will battle with Coca-Cola in the final furlong, and Sweet Whiskey goes right by Coca-Cola. And then Side Street and Aurelia's Bell on the outside. A rail skimming ride by Javier Castellano as Sweet Whiskey wins. Farther out, Miss Bessie Lou is next. Candy Kitty is trying to squeeze through on the inside. Then comes Spring again, followed by Jerry Love. And from far behind, Mary Mary B. into the final furlong. Stone-tastic in front. Here's Candy Kitty on the outside. And Miss Bessie Lou, Candy Kitty.